Welcome to social science class. Today our topic is Peninsular Plateau. Peninsular Plateau, the area or the plateau which is surrounded by sea from its three sides is known as peninsular. First of all, we will discuss the main features of the Peninsular Plateau. It has a table land. Table जिस तरह से टेबल होता है ऊपर से फ्लैट और साइड पे जैसे उसकी लेग्स स्लोपिंग होती हैं, तो ये हिल्स भी देखने में टेबल की तरह ही लगते हैं एंड इट इज़ composed of igneous and metamorphic rocks. It has the oldest land mass. Once it was the part of the गोंडवाना लैंड. ये हमने पहले भी डिस्कस किया था कि गोंडवाना लैंड जो कि हमारी बहुत ही पुरानी लैंड है, इट इज़ द पार्ट ऑफ दैट लैंड एंड इट हैज़ ब्रॉड एंड शैलो वैलीज एंड राउंडेड हिल्स. क्योंकि ये हिल्स जो हैं माउंटेन्स इतने पुराने हैं कि ये घिस चुके हैं, इसकी पीक्स नहीं है. दीज आर राउंडेड हिल्स बिकॉज दीज आर ड्रेन्ड बाय और द इरोडेड बाय द रिवर्स. Now come to the main part of the peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau, the area which is below the northern plain, is known as peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau is further divided into two sections. The part which is the north of Narmada river is known as central highland, and the part of the peninsular plateau which is south of Narmada river is known as Deccan plateau. This is Narmada river which is originating from Madhya Pradesh and moving towards the west. Now come to the central highland part. Central highlands are mostly covered with the Malwa plateau, as I have shown here also. Towards its northwest there is a Aravali range, towards its south there is a Vindhya range, and as the Malwa plateau is extended towards the west, it is merging with the desert of the Rajasthan. This area is drained by so many rivers. You can see the Chambal river, Betwa river, Kane river, Son river. All these rivers are generating from the or originating from the southwest and moving towards the northeast. From this you can judge the slope of the land, that altitude of the land or the elevation of land is more from the plateau side as compared to the northern plains. And these all rivers are moving towards the Yamuna river and become the tributary of the Yamuna river. Chambal is also the tributary of Yamuna river, Betwa is the tributary of Yamuna river, and Kane is the tributary of Yamuna river, but Son river is the tributary of Ganga river. Here the Yamuna river merges into the Ganga river and after that it becomes the Ganga river only. Central highlands are wide from the western side, and as it is moving towards the east it become narrow. You can see from the map also that Malwa plateau is more broad. As we are moving towards the east, this central part is known as Bundelkhand or Bhagelkhand region, and further extension towards the eastern side it is known as Chota Nagpur plateau. Chota Nagpur plateau is drained by the river Damodar, which is originating from the Jharkhand and moving into the West Bengal and then draining into the Bay of Bengal. Now Deccan Plateau. The area which is south of Narmada river is known as Deccan Plateau. This is the triangular land mass, and towards its north there is a Satpura range, and towards its east there is a Mahadev hill, Michael hills, Kamur hills are also there, and it is separated by the Chota Nagpur plateau. After that its eastward extension is towards the northeast, that is in Meghalaya, where prominent hills are Garo, Khasi and Jaintia hills. On the western edge of the Deccan Plateau there is Western Ghats. The average elevation of the Western Ghat is 900 to 1600 meters. Its height is more from the southern side as compared to the northern side. They are increasing from north to south. And the highest peak of this Western Ghat is Anaimudi, which is in Kerala. They are more continuous as compared to the Eastern Ghat, and it can be crossed only through passes. And parallel to the Western Ghat there is a western coast also. Now Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghat is the eastern edge of the Deccan Plateau. Its average elevation is about 600 meters and it is stretched from Mahanadi River till the Nilgiri Hills, which are located on the border of Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. They are more discontinuous and dissected by the rivers, as all the rivers originating from the Western Ghats are draining into Bay of Bengal. The other important feature of Eastern Ghat, that the highest peak of Eastern Ghat is Mahendragiri, which is located in the Odisha, and other important hills like Javedi Hills, Shivroy Hills are also located in the Nilgiri Hills, or we can say in Tamil Nadu. The famous hill station of Ooty and Kodai Canal is also located in this region. The most important feature of this area is that the Deccan Plateau is made up of black soil which is of volcanic origin. Our next topic is Indian Desert. Indian Desert lies at the western margin of Aravalli Range, and this region is very unfertile and covers with sand plains. And the important features of this region are that it covered with sand dunes. It receives very low rainfall, which is below 15 centimeter. That's why it has very low vegetation cover. Rivers normally appear during the rainy season and soon disappeared in the sand, but Luni is the largest river of this region, which originates from the Aravalli range and its course is still run of Kutch. Then Barkans. Barkans means crescent shaped dunes. These are the sand dunes which shaped like a crescent moon, because the side of the Barkan or the side of the hill which face the wind, it appears convex. That's why these are called Barkans. And normally Barkans appear near the Indo-Pakistan boundary or near the Jaisalmer, which is very important spot for the shooting and a good tourist place. Now next is coastal plains. The sides of the peninsular plateau stretched with the coastal plains along the Arabian Sea as well as Bay of Bengal. The area between Arabian Sea and Western Ghat is known as Western Coast, and the area between the Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghat is known as Eastern Coast. Western Coast is a narrow strip. You can notice the area of the Western Coast which is very narrow, but on the other hand Eastern Ghats are very wide and leveled. Western Coast is divided into three sections. The part of Mumbai, Goa is known as Konkan Coast. The further stretch of Karnataka is known as Kannada Plains, and the southern stretch of Kerala is known as Malabar Coast. This coast is named after the fisherman community of Kerala. Then Eastern coast is also divided into two sections. The northern part is known as Northern Sirkar and the southern stretch is known as Coromandel Coast. Now our next topic is islands. India has a vast mainland, but along with the mainland it has two groups of island on the both sides of sea. First of all, in Arabian Sea we will read Lakshadweep Island. Earlier it was known as Laccadive, Minicoy and Amendive, but in 1973 it was renamed as Lakshadweep Island. The important feature of this island are that it has a very small area of 32 square kilometer. Its administrative headquarter is in Kavarati, which is near the Malabar coast. Here, this is Kavarati. It has a Piti Island which is uninhabited but has a bird sanctuary. Lakshadweep Island are very famous for its coral polyps. Coral polyps means skeletons of tiny marine animals. सी में बहुत ही छोटे छोटे माइक्रोस्कोपिक ऑर्गेनिज्म होते हैं एंड दे आर वेरी शॉर्ट लिव्ड। उन्हीं के स्केलेटन्स की एक्यूमुलेशन को कोरल आइलैंड्स बोलते हैं। जैसे आपने शंख, सिपियाँ, शेल्स वगैरह के बारे में सुना होगा जो सी वाटर से मिलती हैं। दीज आर नोन एज कोरल पॉलिप्स। In total, there are 36 islands in Lakshadweep and 10 are inhabited. Our next group of islands are Andaman and Nicobar Islands. There is a long chain of islands from north to south in Bay of Bengal. The northern part is known as Andaman Islands and the southern part is known as Nicobar Islands. Now the important features of this island, that it is believed that it is the elevated portion of the submarine mountains. ओशन के अंदर माउंटेन्स हैं, उसी की जो अपलैंड है, अपर पार्ट, उसी को हम क्या बोलते हैं? आइलैंड्स. सो दिस इज द एलिवेटेड लैंड और द एलिवेटेड पोर्शन ऑफ द सबमरीन आइलैंड्स. Next is Barren Island. I have pointed the Barren Island here. It is the only active volcano in the world. Next feature is that it has very rich biodiversity, rich flora and fauna and thick forest cover. Next is it has a strategic importance from the point of view of defense. Our navy is protecting our country from this side, from the ocean side. And next point is that the size of the island is bigger than the Lakshadweep Island. They are more numerous also and scattered also. In the end, let's conclude all the points in brief. First of all, the Himalayan mountains, which is the rich source of water and forest wealth. The northern plains, which are agriculturally very productive and the granaries of our country. The peninsular plateau, which is the rich source of minerals. The Indian desert has good scope of solar and wind energy. The coastal plains, which are important from the point of view of fishing and port activities. The island also has strategic importance plus good for fishing and port activities. In the end, I want to say that all these physical features are complementary to each other and making our country very resource rich country. I hope the chapter is understood. Stay home, study from home and stay blessed. Thank you.